Hey friends, my name's Jen, and today I'm going to talk to you about Leave No Trace. What is Leave No Trace, you might be asking? Well, it is 7 best practices for enjoying and protecting our outdoor spaces. So our first principle is going to be plan ahead and prepare, right? You want to be ready if you're going outside, whether you're going on a day hike, whether you're going out into your backyard, or you're going overnight camping, you want to be ready, right? So you got to look up where you're going. Look up maps and things like that so you know. Maybe there's some road closures, don't want those, right? Make sure you're looking things up. You want to bring plenty of food and water. You need energy while you're out there, so food and water is essential. And also clothes. You want to make sure you have lots of layers. It gets cold as the sun starts to go down, so you want to make sure you have plenty of warm layers. And also, we live out here in the Pacific Northwest, you know it's going to rain, so bring a rain jacket. While you're hiking, you're gonna make sure that you follow that second best practice, which is travel and camp on durable surfaces. So what that basically means, because those are really big words, follow the main trail, right? You might see a lot of like little cut-off trails or things like that, but those aren't the main trail. So you want to stay on that main trail. The more you go off of that, you're going to be like stepping on all the little plants and things, and that restricts them from growing. So we don't want to do that. It makes me sad a little bit, so don't do it. Another important thing to keep in mind is that there might be those really big puddles in the middle, those big mud puddles. I know they're scary, but we're gonna make sure that we're prepared for those, right? We're gonna put on our shoes. Maybe you got hiking boots. Maybe you got those nice running shoes that you don't mind getting dirty because you've worn them for years, right? You wanna wear those when you go hiking because instead of going around and widening that trail, you wanna go right through. I know it sounds scary, but you can do it. Right? Our third best practice is going to be dispose of waste properly. So that means a couple of different things, right? Pack it in, pack it out. Whatever you bring with you, you need to take out because it doesn't belong in nature, right? All those snacks that you bring with you, all the trash, all those plastic things, right? We want to make sure that we bring those with us. It's really easy when we tear off that corner of that granola bar that we bring to put it in our pocket and we miss our pocket and leave it on the ground. So make sure we're being aware of that. Our snacks, if you drop, I don't know, I love goldfish. If you drop a goldfish on the ground, pick it up. That doesn't belong there, right? If an animal comes up and eats that, it's not healthy for them to eat. So we want to leave that. Well, we want to take it, not leave it. However, what we do want to do is we want to leave the things that belong there. Right? So you got sticks and rocks all around you. You got plants and things. You want to leave those where they are because that's where they belong. If you find something super cool that might be, I don't know, if you go to a really cool place that has a lot of history behind it, and you find some historical artifacts or things like that, you want to leave those there too because those definitely belong there, and we don't want to take those with us. Gosh, you know, I want to talk to you about one of my favorite things. Because it does go with that third rule of dispose of waste properly. It's something that we don't always want to talk about, but sometimes when you're out there, you have to go to the bathroom. It's really important that when you go to the bathroom, like if you go in number 1, or even number 2, right? We want to be away from the trail, right? But you also want to make sure that you're about 200 feet away from a water source. So if you're near waters, like a river or a stream or anything like that, you want to make sure that you're 200 feet away from that. I know it's kind of hard to sight distance, but just make sure you're not close to it. And then we want to pack out any toilet paper that we use as well. Sweet. So we talked about our third one, and we've talked about our fourth. Leave what you find is our fourth. So that's with those rocks and things like that. You want to leave that there. Our fifth one, our fifth best practice, is minimize campfire impact. So that's kind of more important only when we're talking about an overnight camping trip. And you want to make sure that you have an adult with you when you're doing that, because we want to make sure that we are not playing with fire, because that's cool, but let's have an adult with us. If you're doing it out in the wilderness, you want to make sure you're using an already established fire ring. You don't want to just start, you think it's cool. We want to minimize the impact that we make on the world around us. So that means using already established things, right? So that's why we use those main trails. And if you want to camp, that's why you find an already established campsite to use. Because the less vegetation that we track on, the healthier it can grow and the stronger it can grow. All right, and so our 6th principle is going to be respectful of wildlife, right? We are going out in the wilderness and we can see a lot of really cool wildlife, cool creatures that we don't get to see in everyday life. So we want to make sure we're being respectful of them, right? We are coming to their home. This is their home, so we want to be respectful of their home. If they're somewhere close to you, you want to make sure you keep your distance. You don't want to get too close to them that way, because they'll also could probably just run away. They might run away from you, and then that kind of shortens that cool moment that you have. Other than that, I mean, you want to make sure that you're being respectful of your volume as well. But that kind of plays into our 7th and last best practice, right? Being respectful of others, of just other visitors. If you're going on a day hike or you're going camping, you're bound to interact with other people. We want to make sure that our volume, we're being conscious of that, and so that they can enjoy the nature around them as much as we want to. So we want to make sure we're not playing loud music. We want to make sure if someone is coming towards us on a trail, we step to the side and give them room to pass. But all in all, we just want to make sure that we are being respectful of the world around us, not leaving our trash or our food lying around, and making sure that we're keeping our outdoor spaces safe and fun for everyone to enjoy and appreciate, because it's all so important to be able to have that time outside. And those are our 7 Leave No Trace best practices. I hope to see you outside adventuring out there, and we'll see you next time.